interview with the amazing Sapphire of Devine Alignment. She is a Reiki master and event host. She brings community together and she hails from Dover, New Jersey. She is a Morris County girl. And we're here with her to talk all about Reiki 101, holding community, especially when it comes to Morris County and Dover and being Latina, and talk about her journey into becoming a Reiki master. And what even for those watching and listening are like, what the heck even is Reiki? We're here to give you a little Reiki 101. So Sapphire, welcome, first of all.
Hello. Hi, Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me on This Is No Plan B, and also for the LinkedIn fam and the Facebook fam. For those that are like, I have no clue who Sapphire is, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. So my name is Sapphire. That is my birth given name. I did not change it. I am
First note, not
just a
altered
note
from
because
birth.
yeah, people think that I created my name for my business and I did not. It was my birth given name and I embody that name 100%. Um, I am a mom to an 8-year old and I my journey has been quite an interesting journey, to say the least. I started my Reiki journey about 9 years ago, and I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. I knew it was Reiki. Um, I just needed to go through a healing phase. And while I was going through that healing phase, that's when the doors opened up to learn more into energy healing and understanding the gifts that I naturally already had and like really keying in onto how they work with others and how to heal others. So in the process of learning Reiki 1 and 2, um, I then was able to understand my own personal energy, and then I could share that energy in order to help other people heal through um, their traumas like domestic abuse, sexual abuse, just um, just even small, not even they're not small traumas because we all have our traumas are on our own, but things that we felt are not as prominent in our lives because we haven't experienced them, but they have had to. I've been able to help them go through those acceptances. And then after a year and a half of doing Reiki 1 and 2, I decided that it was time for me to step back in and learn to be a Reiki master. And I became Reiki Holy Fire. So that is a different level of Reiki. That is not just Usui Reiki. To better give an idea of it, it's calling upon like kind of like the Holy Spirit
Mhm.
energy to help with the fully embodying and healing on several different levels of the spiritual side, the spatial side, time, and the physical side. So that's where
I
I
love it,
am. I
especially because
still
you have
am
the
learning.
candle behind you. Like it's
Yes.
like it's like holy fire. It's not just Yeshua or Uzziah or whatever you said.
Sweet.
You Stewie. Okay, okay. I feel like it's like a club in Ibiza. Like I'm like, what's the name of it? Is it Turtle Lover or Turtle Lover? Who knows? Who knows what the name of this exclusive club in Ibiza is? Which speaking of Ibiza, have you ever wanted to go there before?
I have, and I'm like, can I even vibe? Because I feel like the energy is so intense over there.
It is. I went for one weekend when I was like 21. Was I 21? I don't know if I was 21 yet. Because I was working abroad in the UK and I went there and I was like, this is a lot. This is a
Yeah.
lot. And that's coming from me at 21, not me at 28. We're healed, okay? We're healed from now on out. But I think that you would like it there. I think that it's changed a lot. Maybe we can consider going together, perhaps.
We
Do
should. We should.
a group thing, a group experience, therefore also helping each other. Talking about groups, talking about group experiences, you hold community. It's one of the ways that we were introduced to each other. I think the first time we met in person was attending an event together that a mutual friend
Yes.
held in my old office space. What am I saying? Office space, which is now subleased out to an amazing nonprofit in Boonton, New Jersey. Sapphire has her own office space in Boonton, New Jersey. It's a beautiful, just closing of the circle or opening of the circle. But tell us about you getting an office space and also tell us about you holding community. What brought you forward to say, I'm going to bring people together and this is what it's going to look like. And this is where I'm going to host it.
So let's take a little step back. I have a degree in exercise and sports science. And after I had become a mom, I just didn't know how to use my degree in the way that I was using it prior. So then I decided to work at the gym, Blue Titan Fitness, and I just worked, the front desk as like just to keep my time busy and continue to work out in CrossFit because CrossFit can sometimes be pricey. Um, so that's how I got started there. And while I was there, my thing was not just to work on communicating with people to get them into a physical health space, but also on the spiritual side and being able to combine like, hey, you guys are working out here, but in order to know that you're fully like getting to your full potential, you got to work on the things on the inside too. So thankfully, I've had the ability to use the space inside Blue Titan for the past almost 6 years now, and I host my events. Many of my events are there within the space, so you can get an idea of like, okay, I want to do the physical side of Krav Maga or CrossFit, or I just want to be here for these events that Sapphire is hosting, which are like Reiki, group healings, sound baths, breath work, yoga. Monthly, I tend to host 2 to 3 different facilitators in that space to either they can partner with me or they can come and offer something to the community so that they can continue to heal. So they can just reset, relax, find a calming vibe, and maybe continue to push forward on that route. So from there, I get to host these wonderful events 2 times a year called Soul Care Shop and Vibe. And that is a larger scaled event that lasts from 12 to 5. And you get to find a facilitator that you like that's hosting a session upstairs, or you can come downstairs on the first floor and find a vendor or a small business, a practitioner that you want to work with. You get to enjoy both realms. It's free for entry and $10 for all the session classes on the second floor. And that way you can find people that vibe with you. You can maybe find a new group of friends or friends that you can start to connect with. And it's just a place where you can find healing and safe and like safety.
That is beautiful. I might also mute occasionally as I think my kids are coming inside and I don't want anyone to think that I'm being kidnapped or anything, okay? Just children, just 2 toddlers who is being watched by my partner, so they're not alone. But I'm wondering also when it comes to divine alignment, A, how you chose the name, and B, what gave you the gusto and confidence to move into your own space.
That's a loaded question. So divine alignment. Divine alignment was a name that actually came from a lot of brainstorming from my partner, who is extremely supportive of things the journey that I was on and getting to where I am. He would constantly like throw ideas, and he's like, you're in your divine timing, and just constantly said certain words all the time. So when it came to figuring out my business name, um, I had a moment where I was like, you know what? I love being a teacher, but I think I want to heal because I loved healing. I loved providing the healing energy within the classroom. So that's where I had that connect. So I went on this journey of let's name the business, and divine alignment came through, and I made sure that I changed the I in divine to an E because it's energy healing. So that's how that birthed itself. And then
Don't mind my balloon here. But I remember when you posted that first logo or something, you created your account, and I remember one of my messages to you was like, "Hi, I think that divine is with an I, not an E. Like, just checking in. I'm
yes,
not sure." And then you let me know. And I also, as you were sharing your background, which I'm so happy that you reshared because I always forget for some reason. I'm like, I first met Sapphire through, of course, yes, through that circle that we attended together, but also through your Zumba classes that you would hold during the pandemic.
yeah,
I was like,
yep.
no, Sapphire was in her Zumba era, but that was regardless. I was just remembering those things as you were mentioning them. But how did it come to be that you then rented your own space in Boonton, New Jersey?
So that happened due to the pandemic. Everyone didn't want to be inside. No one wanted to be near each other. So I was doing Reiki sessions to people at the gym, outdoors in the park, travel with a giant massage table in my car. And like I'd throw it open in the park, take out my crystals, put on the sheet, and just do Reiki sessions like that. And I loved it. I loved it because I was connected to nature and everything. I didn't have to have music in the background because you had the birds, you had the wind. It was nice, but it was starting to get cold. And I was like, we be inside yet? Can we not be inside yet? So this actually came back to you, visiting you in your office and walking the streets of Bhutan. And I found my space and I was like, I don't know if I can afford it. I'm not really doing this as a business, like turning a profit yet. So I took a really big leap of faith. And I found a space that fit within my means at that moment. And the space has stayed with me because I guess I do want to grow into a bigger space, but this space has become such a healing space and it's a known space that I've been able to create it into what I like. I've been able to design it to my own desire. So I took a really big leap of faith for that one. And when I did, suddenly the universe kind of opened up and was like, all right, here's your clientele, your rent will be paid, things will be paid. And I was like, okay, we're here.
And it's so beautiful when you can trust, because I think that's one of the things that for anyone who has encountered trauma, for anyone who has been let down, who has been encountering life's disappointments, we can start to not believe in ourselves, but most importantly, not trust ourselves. And when we were doing our Instagram live, we were saying, when I was like, hey, what would you say to anyone that wants to build community? And you would say, like, believe in yourself. Like, you have to believe in yourself. You have to know that this is mine. Like, this is from me. And if this comes
Mhm.
from me, why would I have been given this idea to then fail? Why would that happen to me? Like, I don't know. I like to like use the little, don't mind my son just dropping everything down in the background. But
All good.
I like to use the quote of like, and I know that it's very popular across TikTok and in healing. People are like, I'm God's chosen one. Like, no one's gonna mess with
Mhm.
me. Like, I'm my ancestors' chosen one. And it's like, okay, then carry that into all these amazing, amazing ideas that you're given. Know that, why would you be given some of these? I mean, not all of them are going to work, granted, right? But there are probably a lot of them that will. But you have to believe in it enough, and not just then believe in it, but then trust blindly, blind faith, blind trust, not in other humans, in yourself, right? We don't
Mhm.
want no blind trust in other humans. No, 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 no. Okay, set your boundaries, do your background work, like run a background check. Okay, and just watch yourself, because humans be humaning, and you don't know where they are. Okay, but when it comes to us not trusting ourselves is huge. So what was that shift like for you when you were like, no, 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 can I do it? Da, 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 like that anxious mind almost, like, can I do this? Can I make the right? Can I da, da, da? And then you made the decision, and then the universe is like, and here she is, and like pops off like the balloons and the confetti,
Yep.
like she trusted herself, so we granted her wishes. But what was that like moment like for you, of that transition of like, I can't do this, like I can, And I am.
So that moment was very difficult, honestly. I had just left my contract with teaching and I was scattered. I was like, okay, what am I doing next? Am I taking this full time? I have bills to pay. I have a daughter to raise. Like, where do I put my faith fully? And that was a really hard decision because I was like, no, I need to go to work right away. So I applied for a job and I did get the job. And the job said, go for it. Continue doing what you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll continue to do what I do. Um, my boss is extremely supportive of me having my own business and specifically knowing what Reiki is, that he's like, all right, go for it. It's going to be a journey. So you're going to need the help no matter what. So I took the leap. And as soon as I did, my mentor, my teacher, she reminded me, like, you have the Reiki principles to live by, embody them daily, live by them, and remind yourself that you're abundant. And every single time that you do so, you will find the right clientele. You will find the right people to send healing to. And since then, even before then, it was like a reminder, like, you're right, those Reiki principles, you're right. I have that. Those are important. That is something that is not just a teaching in a book. It is literally something you live by, you embody. Same way that people embody, like, hey, their religion and live by the Bible, everyone has their own religion. For me, it's okay, here are my principles of life. Today I will not get angry. Today I will not worry. Today I will be grateful. Today I will work honestly and I will be kind to all living things. So once
And you
I
better not
started
be
to pull those
crossing your
in,
fingers or your toes under the table
no,
when saying
no,
that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's
yeah,
sometimes that it takes us even a level of realizing that you might say those things and at first you almost feel like you're lying to yourself, like, I will get angry today. But it's like the point of having beliefs isn't that they're not going to be tested, and it isn't that you're not going to sway to the other side.
mhm,
It's to know that that's an anchor for you to always ground
yeah,
yourself with. So it's beautiful that you're like, I have the look at what I have already. Look at the resources that I have. I have values. I have beliefs. I have a mission. I'm going to stay
hmm,
rooted in that. I'm not going to stay rooted in fear. I know I know most of my triggers, and I know most of,
yeah,
I'm going to choose to believe in these and in the good and see the good instead of looking for the bad or the negative or overreacting, which I think being the life that you have led, which I think, as you mentioned in the beginning too, of this not being an easy life, this not being this like walk in the park, walking Grand Central Station and a squirrel
yeah,
comes up to you and hands you a fresh hot dog. Like, this has been a life for you,
yeah, it has.
you have gone through it, but most importantly, you have overcome and you have triumphed. And look at what you've built despite the blocks or the bricks that have been thrown at you or cast at you. You've decided to say, oh, okay, well, I think that was like aimed for my head and you missed, but it's actually really supple. Like, this is kind of expensive resources. So I use this to build myself something to get over these walls and to get over these barriers. And talking about something we were mentioning earlier on our live of barriers, when we talk about the work that you do and when we talk about soul care shop and vibe, we're talking about low barrier to entry because a lot of the things that you do are donation based with a minimum suggested donation of $5. And even under that, we were at this past weekend where you said, hey, look, if the only thing that you can donate is your energy to come and show up here, that's just as important. And I think that
Yeah.
more women need to know that there shouldn't be a price set on your healing journey and on your wellness journey and on you finding your tribe. So tell them a little bit more about Soul Care Shop and Vibe on December 16th, and tell them a little bit more about some of the other modalities that you
So that one, it is um it's a low cost event. So it's free. I want everyone to come in. I want everyone to walk in get to know any of the vendors, any of the facilitators, practitioners that are there, and be like, okay, have the conversation. Maybe you're looking for chiropractic. Go talk to Dr. Glenn. Maybe you're looking for a tarot reader, astrologer, um, breath work, a medium. Maybe you're not even sure about your crystals. You're like, I'm so determined to buy a crystal, but I have no idea where to start. Show up. Show up because there's going to be someone who can give you that knowledge and pass it on. And then you can decide how much your energy is able to spend for that. You're not sure what kind of modality or movement you're wanting to do. For example, Reiki is very low key. You can come, you chill, you relax, you lay down, you get to reconnect with your body, and you can fall asleep in like the subconscious conscious sort of sleep, and you can drift. And it's nice because when you wake up, you're relaxed and you're chill. Or you can do the yoga because you feel that you need to be moving in order for your mind to like find its center again. Breath work. If you're somebody who has to have that movement, breath work is easy and hard for the fact that you have to remember to tell yourself to breathe. So maybe that's something that you're wanting to do because you're like, I need a challenge. And then you can do integrative movement, which is like Qigong mixed in with just embodied dance and also a meditative state so that your body is releasing from holding energy within your hips and holding energy within all your limbs. We also have a sound bath. So with the sound bath, you can just chill again and feel the different frequencies hitting your body and opening up new parts of you. You have the option to pick what you want to do, choose it all, choose one, choose two, choose what feels right for you. But it's only $10. Honestly, if you were to go and do a session with any of these facilitators, practitioners outside of this event, you're going to be paying a minimum of $44 for just a shared evening at a workshop. Or you're going to be paying like close to $100 or more for an individual session. So take the advantage of this of like, all right, I'm going to test it out. Maybe none of these things are for me, and maybe hypnosis is more my thing. Okay, cool. We have a hypnotherapist there. Go talk to her. That's what the goal is.
Exactly. And I think that that's true in my eyes. That's true community. In my eyes, it's, hey, that's true community with resources, with a plethora of resources. Because if you're someone who is going into this and you're like, okay, I follow Sapphire because I love her and I love her vibe. I know that the people around her must kind of have that vibe too. And I think that I'm going to trust them too. I'm going to go and see who Sapphire associates herself with. I'm going to go see who Sapphire works with, who Sapphire knows, because I trust Sapphire. And I think that if
Mhm.
you're someone who holds community, it's it is imperative that you also have resources for that community. And that oftentimes you can feel so weighed down by holding space because you don't offer resources and you're trying to be everything to everyone. And none of us
Yeah,
can be that. I can't be a coat rack and a wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta pick which one. Am I gonna stand in the corner or am I gonna take ownership? Like, what am I
yeah.
gonna do? So I think it's beautiful that people get to go there and say, hey, you know what? This is what I have in my mind. This is what I think I'm going for. And I trust Sapphire. I met her once, so I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go see what that's all about, what
Yeah.
that soul care, soul shopping vibe is all about. Can you give us? So we have the dates as we wrap up. Where can people find you on Instagram and web? And then can you give us some of the upcoming dates for some of your events?
Okay, so all of my events I have posted on my Instagram. From my Instagram, I have my link in bio, which brings you to Eventbrite. It brings you to my booking link for individual sessions, and it also brings you to just an assortment of different events that I have available. So December, I only have two major events posted up because I know we're all busy with the holidays. I'm a mom. I have my own family. Most people do as well. So December 3rd is Reiki and yoga. That is with another local mom. Meditate Me Yogi. She's also from Dover. We host a donation-based Reiki and yoga evening so that you can reset, recharge, and get yourself started. And then December 16th is the Soul Care Shop and Vibe. And if you are interested in doing Reiki 1 and 2 training, I will be doing it in the end of December. I believe it's the 28th through the 30th. However, that one I need to speak with people to make sure that this is the right course of action for you so that you're not overwhelmed by all of the knowledge that you're going to take in. All the events for 2024 will be posted next week. We have a painting and poetry evening. So that's going to be guided Reiki, but then also helping you figure out what's the poem that you want to use and the painting that you want to incorporate with it. We also are going to be incorporating more Reiki shares so that people who are already Reiki attuned can come in and share hands with other individuals. Oh, that's right. December 21st, Reiki share. That's also at Blue Titan. That one is donation based as well. But the next one I will be doing will be in February, and that's going to be with another business, Aries Moon Crystal. So we're going to be partnering on that. So she has her students, I have my students, and we can kind of bring it together to connect the communities. But then we'll also be doing another breath work session, more Reiki and yoga, and we're going to be incorporating a bunch of different things. So any small business that is wanting to partner up, message me because I'd love to figure out if there's something that we can actually build together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what's your handle, your Instagram handle and your like website URL?
So it's Instagram.com DEVINEALIGNMENT, Divine Alignment.
And then
And
they can
then
go to the link in the bio, and that serves
yes,
as, and yes, and
yes.
your booking genius, or what is it called that you have?
Gloss Genius.
Genius. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Hey, they might
Gloss
want to
Genius is
consider booking
accessible.
genius. But yes, Gloss Genius also where they can book one-on-one sessions with you
Yes.
and learn all about your pricing there. Thank you.
And then if
Thank
you can put
you.
it in Google. Google, I have everything added on there
Everything.
as well. Yep.
It's lit up in Google. They're posted up in
Yes.
Google. So not 2 events for December. She's got 3 events for December.
Yep.
And beautiful collaboration. If you're open to collaboration, chat with Sapphire because you might be able to find alignment in building and growing together. Thank you, Sapphire, for joining me. Thank you for the work that you're doing. I am so excited to see you, support you, help you grow in any way that I can. And I hope that anyone listening can share the flyer, can share the date, especially if you're based in Northern New Jersey. If you're based in New Jersey or the tri-state area as a whole, send this to your friends that might be looking for something to do on December 16th. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time. And thank you, Sapphire. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.